Welcome back to Bachelor in Paradise, the morning after. I'm Gabby.
I'm Mackenzie.
Dean's back in paradise.
But the mustache is not.
So I feel like we have a lot to talk about this week.
So much.
Okay, let's start with Derek. He obviously goes home, unfortunately, because Tayshia tells him that she just doesn't see it with him. I felt bad for the guy.
I did. I felt
catch a break this year.
I felt so bad for him. Like, he did really have a rough Bachelor in Paradise. Coming off of breaking up his engagement, I think he went back to try to have that Bachelor in Paradise redemption story, and unfortunately, it just didn't pan out for him.
I know, Demi and then Tayshia. I was surprised though with Tayshia because at first she was saying Derek was a perfect guy. He's mature. He has his life together. But then it seems like now she's into JPJ.
I think her head is telling her that Derek is the guy for her. His life is together. He's mature. All these great things. But I think her heart is telling her that JPJ is the guy for her. And she laughs so hard when she's with him.
That's true. They do laugh a lot together. The only thing is, like, JPJ just seems a bit like a child. And when they talk to each other, it's almost like she's mothering him.
Yeah, I know later in the episode we see him go into the ocean, grab a fish, and you can tell that she's just like, what is going on right now? I'm so confused, but she's also laughing. Like, I think she kind of likes that he brings out her sillier side.
Yeah, the spontaneity. I don't see them long term at all. I can totally see her getting tired of him.
Exactly, and I don't think she sees it long term either. Like, she knows she has fun in the moment with him, but I don't think that she really feels like there's a future there for the two of them.
Yeah. I also want to say, like, I'm kind of tired of all the crying on this show. I don't know if it's just me and I'm just heartless, but I feel like everyone cries for absolutely no reason.
I think it's the exhaustion. Like, it's so hot there. You see everyone sweating. They're not sleeping a ton. Like, it's just got to be pure exhaustion.
I was just like, when Tayshia, obviously Derek goes home and Tayshia's upset. She thinks it's because of her, and then she starts crying and she like almost regretting her decision. I'm like, girl, you made a decision. Just stick with it. It's okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to another love triangle, Clay, Angela, and Nicole. So obviously Clay has been struggling a lot with Angela being in paradise. He doesn't want to see his ex dating other men, which I can understand. It's a hard thing to watch.
Yeah. Do you think it's a double standard though, that she was criticizing him being in paradise and then now she's coming back?
I can a little bit understand where he's coming from, because he did say that he would not have gone to paradise if she was there first. So I think it is a little bit weird, and I obviously think she is trying to make him jealous. Like, I think they still have feelings for each other on both sides.
Okay, so you do think he still has feelings for her?
Oh yeah, he's so conflicted. He's so upset about it, and I get, like, you know, you break up with someone, you still have feelings for them. But I don't think he's all the way over her at all.
And the whole beach agrees with you. Yeah, everyone is saying that they don't think he's fully over her.
And let's talk about their conversation they had before the rose ceremony. He basically told her that they broke up because she wanted to be a wife and a mom, and I was like, ouch. Like,
yeah, she didn't seem to agree with that at all. She was like, you know, I have career goals for myself. How could you say that? That's so unfair.
Yeah, I definitely feel like they have unfinished business between the two of them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they got back together in the future, honestly. But I feel like almost Clay feels a little bit prideful. Like, he's like, I made this decision, I want to stick with it, and I don't want to say I made a mistake.
Definitely. What did you think about Tayshia and Nicole gossiping about Angela?
Yeah. I didn't like that. I thought it was a little bit mean girl.
Yeah.
I feel like Angela has every right to be in paradise if she wants to, and it made me feel like Nicole is a little childish, and she's also threatened.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. She is feeling threatened and maybe not fully secure in the relationship, and that's why she was saying the things that she's saying.
Yeah.
But it was a little mean girlish.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. And I'm kind of worried for Nicole, because I don't see Clay all in with her. You know what I mean? He seems very hesitant, especially around Angela, to actually make his feelings for Nicole, like, public.
Yeah, agreed. There's a reason why at the wedding he didn't say he had a girlfriend in paradise.
Yeah, that's always telling. So doesn't bode well for them. And then I want to talk about my favorite moment of the night was Matt and Sydney's kiss.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. So this poor guy, didn't know what to do with himself.
No.
He was sweating bullets. Sydney was dropping all kinds of hints, and he just would not go in for the kiss.
But what I will say about Matt is that we have to remember he got sent home night one of Hannah's season. So all these people who are in Paradise have had all this experience being on camera. They're used to it. They've kissed on camera. They've done all these things. Matt only did it for a few hours and then got sent home. So he's coming into Paradise not familiar with how it works, with having cameras on him, and he's very worried about how it's going to come across, especially to his mom.
To his mother, yes. He's worried about mom at home, which is kind of cute, I guess.
It's sweet. I mean, you know, he has a close relationship with his family. He's talked about how his family is deaf, and he's been there with them you know, for the ride, but it's cute.
He was a sweet guy, and I love how everyone was cheering him on. He finally did it.
What did you think about all the silly graphics and
I mean,
stuff
it's
that they
the
put
best. The best editing, I think, all season.
I thought it was hilarious. I do love how Bachelor in Paradise has that way of kind of making things a little sillier with the editing versus Bachelor and Bachelorette are much more serious, stick to the script and the way they edit it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And but I did want to say, like, he goes on a date with Bree later on in the episode. He had no problem kissing her.
I know.
What happened there?
He got one kiss under his belt and he is warmed up and ready
Finally
to go.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
Finally comfortable. All right, well, go Matt. Okay. Time to throw some shade. So I wanted to throw some shade at Blake. This episode, he's kind of been under the radar the past couple episodes because he hasn't really had any more connections. He's kind of been walking around the beach really lonely.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of been slowly redeeming himself over the past few weeks, like showing that he wants to listen to everyone and hear about their relationships, just kind of being more low-key on the beach.
Yeah, I think he also just doesn't have any options.
Yeah,
but this episode, it reminded me that Blake is just a big BSer because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he has this grand epiphany that Christina is the one for him after all this time. Where did that come from?
It killed me. Like, I think he just saw himself going home, and he's like, I have to do whatever it takes to keep myself here. And Christina even says, if this is a friendship rose, then
just say that.
Tell me. Like, that's fine. I've given you friendship roses. You've given me friendship roses. Like, that's okay. But don't now pretend like out of nowhere you discover your feelings for me because they did date before. They came into Paradise. She asked him out on a date originally, and there was no spark there. I mean, she really, it was a date to kind of tell him everything he had done wrong. He wasn't trying to get her back.
They still have no spark. It really is just friendship between them. Even after Bree, I guess, asked him out on the date and he turned it down and he goes back to Christina.
Which shocked me because
it shocked me
the way the editing was and everything, I was convinced. I was like, he is going to go on this date with Bree and I am going to scream.
Yeah. I mean, I thought he was going to. I almost wish he had because then it would make the point that he's just like full of it.
Exactly.
And I was like literally screaming at my TV. He's so full of crap.
Same.
But he proved everyone wrong, but I can't see it with Christina. I think he just doesn't want to be alone.
I still don't trust him. Like, I just, unfortunately, he could be the most genuine person in the world in what he's saying to Christina, and I just still don't buy it.
I don't even know if he's genuine. I mean, she doesn't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't think anyone else buys it. Everything he said in Paradise has contradicted itself so many times. At this point, I don't even know if he knows what's the truth and what's a lie. He's just talking.
I don't think he does.
He's just talking out of his butt. But, I mean, if he does continue this, will they work out? I say no. I don't think
so.
Yeah, up until this
by
point,
next week it'll fizzle.
They don't even think they like each other, really. All right. So, moving on. Oh, I also wanted to throw shade at all the other women in Paradise because Mike got sent home, and I was so sad about it. And he was the only one that got sent home that day. What is it? Like, are we missing something? Like, why isn't
must be. And what happened with him and Sydney?
Right.
They were together, and then they weren't all of a sudden.
They didn't show what happened with him and Sydney. They didn't really show what happened with him and Caelynn. He went on a date with Angela. They didn't really show what happened. So is it just, like, bad connections?
I just feel like Mike is almost that nice guy, where they always say nice guys finish last, but he's just so nice, and maybe he's more of a friend to everyone there.
Yeah, maybe he's friend-zoning himself because he's so nice.
He even says in the limo as he leaves, he's like, oh, like, I'm always the friend. Like, everyone says I'm so nice. Like, if I'm so nice, why am I not with anyone? So I think he might feel that way, too.
I feel bad. I thought he was such a catch.
Same.
Yeah, I felt bad for him. And when he told us, he came here a few weeks ago, he said he left Paradise with someone, but apparently he didn't.
Well, maybe he's with someone that he met in Paradise that he found after the show.
I mean, possibly. That could be true. Or maybe he's single and he's free to go out with Demi Lovato.
Fine by me. I would love to see that relationship
I know, right?
happen.
Another celebrity relationship in Bachelor world. All right, so Did you want to throw shade at anyone?
You know, I have no shade to throw at anyone. I agree with you. But what I did want to talk about was Dean coming back.
Oh, he returned.
I wasn't receptive to the idea of being in a relationship. And after a lot of like introspection and self-reflection and thought, I decided I need to like stop running away from the good things in my life. And I need to turn that around and figure that out. And I want to figure that out with you. And I know it's like a big, heavy thing, but I came here to ask you if that you would leave Paradise with me today.
Do you think that's fair?
I don't know. I mean, I guess if they have a connection with each other, it's almost like, why should they stay there? You know what I mean? If they're together and they want to be together, they could just leave and just go enjoy life in the real world.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what she's going to do. She's obviously torn. She's built this relationship with Connor. They seem like they've gone really close really quickly. I don't think it's fair for Dean to leave and then come back. It's like kind of like toying with her emotions a little bit.
Yeah.
So I hope he is genuine in what he's saying.
I believe that it's genuine, though. Like, I think it took him getting himself out of Paradise to really see things more clearly and be like, oh, maybe this is a relationship that I could see happening outside of Paradise.
But do you think it was almost too fast? Because he left and maybe it was like maybe a week later he came back? Like, it wasn't that long.
I mean, it was quick, but I think sometimes when you know, you just know. He went on this trip. He totally realized that he wished she was there with him. And I think he just said, you know what? I have to go back because, as he said on the show, things happen very quickly in Paradise. It's like he had a hunch that she was already with someone else.
And she was.
And she was, so he knew he had to go back there. I do think that Caelynn's heart is with Dean. Everyone on the beach said
it, and I felt so bad for Connor in that moment because everyone's like, they're so good together. I love them together. Connor's just like, what is happening right now?
Just sitting there like, go back to your van. I'm like, oh, good one.
Poor
Great
Connor. Oh gosh, I felt so bad for him. No boom boom room for Connor. I'm thinking because I can't imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine Caelynn not going with Dean. She was so upset about him. She was so into him.
I think she'll go back.
Yeah,
to him,
I think
for
that's
sure.
definitely her weakness. But what happens with Connor? I mean, he's a cute guy. I'm not a fan of the voice, but he's a good-looking guy. I think he could find someone else.
Agreed. I agree.
Yeah. All right. So next week, I feel like we're winding down Paradise.
We are.
Who do we think will get engaged?
I mean, to me, the most obvious thing would be Hannah and Dylan. Their relationship has been the most stable since they moved past all the love triangle
pretty
stuff
much
with Blake.
been inseparable the whole
he
time.
is obsessed with her. We've seen them in the boom room. We see them kind of taking their relationship to the next level.
Yeah.
We heard them talking about wanting
going
to
on
move
walks
together.
when they move in together.
In
It's so
Cali,
cute.
as Hannah said.
They're already talking about moving together, how they're going to spend their life outside Paradise. So I think they're definitely ready to start their future.
Agreed.
So I would definitely see them getting engaged. The other couple I would say would be Demi and Christian. They seem like the most stable couple. They've obviously said I love yous. They seem like they're in a good place.
I agree. I think between the two of them, it's pretty solid. After the stuff with Derek kind of moved to the side and he left, I think it gives them a chance to just focus on their relationship, and they do seem very solid.
Yeah, I would say the only wild card I would say would be maybe JPJ. I feel like he would definitely propose to Tayshia if he had the chance. Would you say
He
yes?
loves her.
Probably not, but he would definitely get down on one knee.
Yes, and I'm not even convinced if they'll leave Paradise together or not. She still seems up in the air, but it would not shock me if a wild card move of him proposing, happened.
Could you imagine? Oh, I would love to see JPJ propose. He would just
too.
not be able to get the words out.
No, it'd be like a long rant.
What about Chris and Katie?
I'm not sure if they will get engaged or not, but I do think they'll leave the show together. They seem pretty solid. They seem like they've talked about, their futures
They're
together.
talking about kids.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's always a good sign.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love the idea of Chris finally settling down after his many seasons.
His many tries.
And did you see his Chiron said not Gerard Butler? Like, they just keep changing it every episode.
And I think they also changed it to Bachelor Elder on Monday's episode. So, I mean, they're having
producers
fun
are having
with it.
a lot of fun with it.
So, I mean, if he comes back for a seventh time, it could be another joke around. But I think him and Katie look like they're pretty good together.
I hope this is his last stint on Paradise. Not because I'm sick of him, but because I do want him to find love.
I hope it works out, yeah. I mean, we all want everyone to find love.
Always.
If you guys liked that video, make sure you like and subscribe.
And make sure to head to Access Online for more Bachelor in Paradise.